Let's talk lies and stars. Hello friends. Today we're diving into the spicy world of astrology and honesty. We'll explore which zodiac signs are most likely to bend the truth, and why. Remember, this is all in good fun, based on broad astrological traits, not a personal attack. Astrology is complex and everyone has the capacity for both truth and deception. So grab a cozy drink and let's investigate the zodiac's most notorious fibbers. Ready? Let's get started. Kicking off our list is Gemini, the zodiac's social butterfly, always fluttering from one conversation to the next. If you've ever met someone who can charm a room in minutes, chances are, you've met a Gemini. Ruled by Mercury, the planet of communication, Geminis are witty, endlessly curious, and can talk their way into, or out of, almost any situation. Their words flow effortlessly, and their quick minds keep everyone on their toes. Their minds race with ideas, making them fantastic storytellers, debaters, and conversationalists. They thrive in environments where they can share stories, exchange opinions, and keep the energy lively. Geminis adapt quickly, mirroring others' energy and making instant connections. They have a knack for reading the room and adjusting their approach, which makes them popular in any crowd. But this adaptability can sometimes blur the line between truth and fiction. Their flexible nature means they can shift perspectives easily, sometimes even without realizing it. Sometimes Geminis embellish stories for entertainment or to keep things interesting. They love to add a little sparkle to the mundane, making every tale just a bit more exciting. Their dual nature means they can genuinely believe two conflicting things at once. It's not that they're trying to deceive, it's just that their minds can hold multiple truths. This can make them seem flaky or inconsistent to others, as if they're always changing their minds or disappearing when things get too serious. Geminis are masters of omission, leaving out details to shape a story, or simply to keep things moving. They know just what to say and what to leave unsaid. They crave novelty and stimulation, so a little white lie might help them escape boredom or obligations that feel too heavy. Mercury, their ruling planet, is the trickster. So playful chaos is in their DNA. They're always looking for the next clever twist or witty comeback. Sometimes they might fib just to see what happens, treating it as a mental game or a way to test boundaries. For them, conversation is a playground. When confronted, Geminis can be slippery, talking in circles or changing the subject with ease. Their verbal agility makes it hard to pin them down. They often lie to avoid emotional confrontations, preferring to keep things light and breezy rather than wade into heavy feelings. For Geminis, dishonesty isn't usually malicious. It's about fun, freedom, or sidestepping discomfort. They see life as a series of stories, not a strict set of facts. Their greatest strengths, communication and adaptability, can also be their shadow side, leading them into gray areas where truth is flexible. So if a Gemini spins a tale, it's often more about the story than the deception. They want to entertain, connect, and keep things lively. They're the zodiac's wordsmiths, weaving words with skill and flair, for better or worse. If you want the unvarnished truth from a Gemini, be ready to dig a little deeper and ask the right questions. With Geminis, reality is always a bit more colorful, a little brighter, and a lot more interesting than it first appears. That's the magic and the mischief of the twins, always keeping you guessing and always making life a little more fun. Next up is Scorpio, the sign of secrets and intensity. Ruled by Pluto, Scorpios are private, guarded, and value control. They share information selectively, believing knowledge is power. For Scorpios, a lie is often a shield, protection against vulnerability. Their deceptions are strategic, rarely random. Scorpios might test your loyalty with a calculated fib, analyzing your response. Their intuition makes them formidable liars. They know exactly what to say. Scorpios understand the darker side of human nature and aren't afraid to use it. They'll lie to protect loved ones, seeing it as loyalty, not betrayal. If caught, they may deflect, point out your flaws, or retreat into silence. Their lies are tools for security and emotional protection, not for fun. Scorpios are the zodiac's keepers of secrets, both their own and others. Their relationship with truth is complex, rooted in fear of vulnerability. To understand Scorpio's dishonesty is to understand their need for control. They'll go to great lengths to protect their inner world. If you earn their trust, you're in for life, but cross them, and you're out. Scorpios don't lie lightly. Every deception has a purpose. They're the chess masters of the zodiac, always thinking several moves ahead. With Scorpio, what you see is rarely the whole story. The shadows are where they feel most at home. Now, let's drift into Pisces territory, the dreamers of the Zodiac, where reality feels like a watercolor painting, always shifting and blending at the edges. Ruled by Neptune, Pisces live in a world where reality and fantasy blur together, making it hard to tell where one ends and the other begins. Their lies are rooted in empathy. They want to avoid conflict and protect feelings, often sensing the pain of others as if it were their own. Pisces will tell you what you want to hear to keep the peace, smoothing over rough edges with gentle words and soft reassurances. Their fibs are rarely malicious, their acts of kindness in their eyes, small gifts of comfort meant to shield loved ones from disappointment or pain. Escapism is their specialty. When life gets tough, they retreat into imagination, building entire worlds in their minds where everything feels softer and safer. Sometimes they embellish stories so much even they believe them, weaving tales that are more beautiful or comforting than the truth. Pisces remember emotions, not facts, and may unconsciously alter details, letting memories shift and change with their feelings. Their mutable nature makes them chameleons, adapting to fit in, blending seamlessly into any environment or group. They might lie about interests or beliefs to connect with others, eager to belong and be accepted, even if it means losing a bit of themselves. Boundaries are a struggle. They'll fib to avoid responsibilities or judgment, slipping away from obligations that feel too heavy or critical. Neptune's influence makes them elusive. Direct answers are rare, and they often vanish into the mist when things get too intense. If pressured, they'll slip away with a vague response or dreamy look, leaving you wondering if you ever really had their attention at all. Pisces fear disappointing others, so they cover mistakes with gentle lies, hoping to spare feelings and keep the peace intact. Their relationship with truth is fluid, shaped by emotion and empathy, always shifting like water in a stream. They lie to soften reality, protect hearts, and escape harshness, believing that a little kindness can make the world gentler. With Pisces, the line between truth and fiction is always shifting, never quite clear, always open to interpretation. Their world is one of poetry, not precision, where feelings matter more than facts and imagination is a safe haven. If you want honesty, approach with care. They're sensitive souls, easily wounded by harshness or criticism. In the end, Pisces lie to make the world a little gentler, hoping their softness can bring comfort to those around them, even if it means bending the truth. Next is Libra, the Zodiac's diplomat and peacemaker. Ruled by Venus, Libras crave harmony, beauty, and positive connections. Their main reason for lying? Avoiding conflict at all costs. Libras will say what's needed to keep the peace, even if it's not the whole truth. White lies are their social lubricant, smoothing over awkwardness. They're people pleasers, agreeing to things just to make others happy. Libras weigh every perspective, sometimes losing their own voice. They might present arguments they don't believe in just to mediate. Their sense of justice can lead them to bend the truth for fairness. Libras want everything to look perfect, sometimes hiding problems behind a smile. Flattery comes easily, but can border on insincerity. They may lie about their own needs to keep relationships harmonious. This can lead to resentment and a loss of self. When caught, Libras use charm and diplomacy to smooth things over. Their lies are rarely malicious, just attempts to avoid chaos. They long for balance, sometimes at the expense of authenticity. True harmony, though, requires facing uncomfortable truths. Libras must learn that real connection is better than perfect appearances. Their challenge is to balance honesty with their desire for peace. With Libra, the truth is often wrapped in a velvet glove. They lie to help, not to harm. Finally, we have Sagittarius, the wild, free-spirited archer always chasing the next horizon and refusing to be fenced in. Ruled by Jupiter, Sagittarians are known for their blunt honesty, infectious enthusiasm, and an insatiable love of adventure. They're the ones booking spontaneous trips, signing up for new experiences, and always searching for meaning in the world around them. But their deep need for freedom can sometimes lead them to tell creative fibs, little stories that help them slip away from obligations or routines that feel too confining. If telling the whole truth means being tied down, Sagittarius might invent a last-minute excuse or a wild story just to escape. It's not about malice, it's about keeping their options open and their spirit unchained. They'll exaggerate stories, turning small events into epic tales, making every moment sound like an adventure worth hearing about. For Sagittarians, it's about sharing excitement and inspiring others, not deceiving or misleading. Their stories are meant to spark laughter and curiosity. Sagittarians care far more about the big picture than about tiny details. They're visionaries, always looking at life from a wide-angle lens. Minor inaccuracies or embellishments don't bother them if the spirit of the story is true. To them, the feeling and message matter more than the facts. Their restless energy makes them unpredictable and sometimes unreliable. They'll change plans on a whim, following wherever inspiration leads. The lie comes when they cover up their spontaneity with a convenient story, often told with a wink and a grin. They're natural risk-takers, sometimes bending the truth to seize new opportunities or to keep life interesting. Unlike other signs, their lies are often obvious and easy to spot. Sagittarius rarely covers their tracks well. They don't enjoy deception and may feel genuinely guilty afterward, especially if someone's feelings are hurt. When caught, they'll laugh it off, charm their way out, or even turn it into a philosophical debate about truth and freedom. Sagittarians lie to protect their freedom, not to manipulate or control others. Their independence is everything. Their honesty and optimism are genuine, but sometimes the facts get lost in the whirlwind of their next big adventure. They're the Zodiac's honest liars, truthful exaggerators with a wild streak, always ready to entertain and inspire. If you want the facts, you'll have to pin them down, but don't be surprised if they're already onto their next adventure before you get the chance. For Sagittarius, life is simply too big and too exciting for small truths to hold them back. Their stories are always larger than life, just like their spirit. There you have it, the Zodiac's most notorious fibbers, each with their own reasons. From Gemini's wordplay to Scorpio's secrets, Pisces' gentle evasions, Libra's diplomacy, and Sagittarius's freedom fibs, every sign has a shadow side. Remember, astrology is just one lens. Your choices matter more than your sign. Every sign can be honest or deceptive. Self-awareness is key. Did your sign make the list? Let's chat in the comments. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more cosmic deep dives. Until next time, stay curious.